Hey guys, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Road to 2000 Fear Eating. So last Sunday I played against FIDE Master Chan Kim Yu. He's in Malaysian top 10. Alright, so I play him. Well, he was live streaming. I challenged him and he accepted my challenge.
Okay, let's get someone stronger now. Should we get this guy? He's been sort of in and out of the chat, so we're gonna get him.
And I think the game is quite interesting, so I would like to analyze it. Let's see. So I'm the white pieces. I start with e4, c5, knight f3, knight c6, d4, the open Sicilian, g6, the accelerated dragon.
Okay, e4. No more Caro-Kann this time, obviously. That would be a bad idea. I mean, let's go for the accelerated dragon, shall we?
I feel like the accelerated dragon is quite famous. No, I mean it's quite played in Malaysia. I don't know why, but yeah, I feel like this happened many times in Malaysia. So let's see. Okay, so c4. In fact, actually, me also play this opening. So yeah. Okay, so c4, knight f6, knight c3, d6. I go bishop e2. Takes. It's off theory. Bishop g7, bishop e3. Castles. I play queen d2. a5.
I know this guy's actually pretty good. And oh, he played c4. I remember he played knight c3 against Anderson, so that's a surprise. Okay. This classic theory. Bishop e2 takes bishop g7, bishop e3. Let's see if he goes queen d3 or queen d2. No, he's an old-fashioned guy. Queen d3 is a new trendy move. But queen d2 is the classic way of playing.
I go rook d1. This is a side line. So the main lines I think is castles and f3, right? So rook d1 is already not the main move. So I play rook d1. The idea is to play c5 and or e5. So now we are threatening e5 c5. C5 is the main threat, right? So for instance, if you play a4, okay, c5. So that's why he played bishop to e6 to defend his queen, and now c5 is not a threat. So I go castles, a4. So usually if this bishop is on e6 instead of d7, we go f4. Because if the bishop is on e6, f5 come with a tempo. So we can just try and attack on the king side with some kind of this f4, f5 things. So queen a5 is the typical idea.
And a5 is also a very classic way of playing this. Put the pawn on a4, put the queen on a5. It's extremely solid. And it's really something that I should be doing now because, yeah, I'm like this close to blundering something else again. So, yeah, okay. d5 was a threat. That's why I had to play bishop e6 and not a4 because e5 would be nasty. Okay, now I can continue with a4. With the idea of putting the queen on a5. Seems like a logical idea. Let's do it.
Now I go bishop to d4. Still theory, rook after c8. I go b3 to defend the pawn. Takes, queen b4.
Bishop d4. It's a very thematic move in these type of positions. If I play rook c8, what's his idea? He wants to play something like e5, I guess. Takes, knight d7. I'm not too scared about that. Maybe I should be, but does it make sense to put the other rook instead? And then b3, I would want the other rook on a8. So, you know what, let's take a bit of a risk and put this rook. So obviously it's a bit risky, it's allowing e5, but we're gonna allow it and see what happens. Okay, he takes a safe approach and plays b3. That's fair enough. That is fair enough. I have to take. If I play queen b4, that seems possible, right? Is there bishop f6? No, there's queen c5 at the end. So I guess I can do this right now.
And now in this position, I messed up. I played bishop takes f6, which is a bad move. So this is actually opening. So the main move goes like f5, Point being, after bishop move, now you take on f6. Let's see what's the difference. So I take on f6. I haven't played f5. Now bishop takes, attack my knight. So I don't have time to play f5. So knight d5 is the idea. If queen takes, we takes. And the point of this move is black got this weak pawn, which I think this position is quite good for white. Also, this is a free pawn on b3. So obviously, I think black would not um, allow knight takes f6. That's why queen c5 was played in the game. And after I move my king, now bishop takes d5. So I basically just give up my strong bishop there for nothing. So f5 is the move, because after bishop move takes, now it takes, and then knight d5. Point being, if you go queen c5 check now, king h1, now there's no bishop takes d5. And the problem is the bishop, we can take the bishop next move for sure, because the bishop can't move because of knight takes c7. If the bishop moves somewhere, knight takes c7 wins. So you can't avoid this double pawn. Now, so that's why the main line is take, knight takes f6, pawn takes, and rook takes c2, and I think white got a decent position with 2 weakness for black. Okay, the most obvious one is the d6 one, isolated backward pawn. By the way, queen takes b3 was losing in this case because of f takes g6, and now rook takes f6. Of course, you can take and win the bishop, but queen h6 is even stronger, because if you now the threats knight takes f6 checkmate and knight e7 checkmate, so you can't defend both. Right? For example, if you play queen b2 trying to defend the f pawn, okay, knight e7 is checkmate. So that's why f5 should be played here. However, because it's a blitz game, you can see, oh my god, I didn't even use a second. Look at this. I didn't even use a second. Oh gosh. So yeah, because it's blitz, I sort of forgot the opening. So I played this and then played 95 and allow this, which is just bad for white.
And take with the bishop, right? Knight d5 on queen c5, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, knight d5, queen c5. What is wrong? My computer is freezing. My computer is freezing. This is absurd. I'm finally playing a decent game and my computer is freezing. Isn't this just great? Isn't this just great?
Now in this position, I can obviously take back with the bishop, but after a long thought, I decided to play b4 just to take more space before I take the bishop. Now the engine liked queen takes d5 in this position, because if the queen are traded, then it's different color bishop endgame, and which is quite okay for white, I think. And also, like for example, queen takes, rook takes, the b7 pawn is a bit weak. I think they can follow by some rook b5 thing. Also defend my weak b3 pawn. So after trading queen, I think white's fine. And queen b6, okay, we play queen d5 again. And I think white is fine. But I mean, this is anti-human because okay, maybe not. Maybe it's a, okay, just a normal move. But I was not considering this move at all. Like, yeah, I'm considering e takes and b4. So I play b4 and then take on d5. Rook a4, attack my pawn. Rook b1, defend. Rook to a8. Now you're trying to play some rook a2.
Okay, but it's not time to complain like a grumpy old man. I'm sure you guys don't appreciate that. I'm trying to keep the grumbling down to a minimum, but what can you do? You know, once a grumpy old man, always a grumpy old man. That's the issue. One cannot change who he is. He's thinking a long time on this move. I'm surprised. Okay. Meantime, I'm trying to figure out what to do. Not that simple. Ooh, interesting. Interesting idea. Some of this reminds me a bit of my game against Anderson. I was white in that game. But somehow I have a feeling I won't play it quite as well as Anderson will. So we'll see about that. And the fact that I keep disconnecting is not helping my cause. Seriously, why do I keep disconnecting? This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous, honestly. I keep disconnecting.
Yeah, so another problem with bishop takes d4 is basically the only open file in this position is the a file. It's controlled by black pieces, and I can never challenge the file because of the strong bishop there, and that's why this is a great position for black. You know, so I play bishop f3 to avoid some rook a2, and then some sneaky thing like that. He did play rook a2. I play queen to c1. Now my threat is to go c5. Now because it's a blitz game, we're both down to like 1 minute more or less. He played queen to d4, which is a mistake.
Okay, I hope that it really is his move and that I'm not I'm not disconnected again. I don't mind losing, I just don't like to lose by disconnection. That's not fun. It's really not fun. So I'm trying to make an effort to play a bit faster so as to avoid that. Okay, now he has c5 ideas, so you have to be a bit careful. What are we supposed to do actually about the c5 idea? That's the question. Put a queen on d4.
So actually, I'm afraid of rook c8 in the game. But okay, c5 takes, queen takes c5, queen takes c5 takes, rook takes. And I think I can save this a draw because it's different color bishop in game. And the pawn is on one side. So I think white's holding. Okay, the best move apparently in this position is rook to a1. Just to like c5, maybe rook takes b1 or something, I think. Yeah, that's the idea. Yeah, but I think okay, maybe the idea is to trade one one rook because the rook is the main supporter of my pawn. If let's say I play c5 and c6, and I will most likely having a pass pawn. So he the best move is just to trade my main supporter of my pass pawn with rook to a1, but it's not obvious this move. So he played queen to d4 just to prevent c5 with a tempo. But okay, yes, I played it anyway. Queen to d3, okay, c6. Now I'm trying to create a passer. Rook to c2, queen d1, rook to d2.
Yeah, I was hoping he wouldn't do that. But he's just calling my bluff, yeah? He's trying to push that pawn to c6. I don't know. I was playing this quite a bit, actually. I really miss playing this. Ah, what am I supposed to do? I don't know. What am I supposed to do about that pawn? That's the question. I don't know why I'm doing this. It's terrible. Yeah, I should have just played rook c8 there. Was maybe a better way to play. I'll play rook c2. cb, I'll play rook b8. I think I can take this guy back. So calm, this guy.
I play queen to b3. Now actually I can win a pawn by playing after rook c2 by playing c takes b7. If you play rook b8, now I have this move queen to a4. Takes, I have queen a8. And now, let's say you're trying to defend the pawn. Let's say you play some queen c2. Okay, then queen c6, followed by some b5 and rook c1. I believe white's okay. And I think like in a time trouble situation, I think black is the one who will be more like under pressure because of white pass pawn. But okay, I play queen to b3 because I missed queen a4. I think queen b3 is still fine. Queen b5, I go rook to c1. Takes, which is a mistake. You don't have to take. We should just create two passer for white pieces. e6 was played.
Queen b3, interesting stuff. Know what to do. I really don't know what to do. It's not a good sign. There's rook c5. What am I doing? c7, rook c8 seems to be holding on for now.
I go queen c4, which is a mistake. So obviously you can see both of us is in really serious time pressures. So he got 16 seconds left, I got 6 seconds left. Okay, so the best move is c7. After rook c8, now we go queen c4 because our pawn is on light square. So let's say we play queen c4, maybe black can defend the pass pawn with the dark square bishop. Right. So that's why c7 first is very important. We push the pawn to the dark square and we make a threat. c8 queen is a huge threat, and now we play queen c4, and then we go rook c6, and this pawn is defended. There's no like dark square defend, and then I think white it's like in such a serious time trouble situation. I think white will win this game. Right. The threat is simple: b5, b6, and b7. But okay, it's I play queen c4. Obviously, I don't have any time to think. Queen takes c4, rook takes c4, d5.
Why am I disconnected? This is like the worst time to be disconnected. It's literally the worst time to be disconnected, isn't it? What am I doing? This is just terrible, no?
Again, f4 because of this pin. I missed it. And now there's no way to stop c8 queen. And if you play rook c8, which is the only move, okay, now we play rook to c6, and it's the same thing. b5, b6, b7. Now, he has to find the only move to draw the game, bishop d4, b5. Actually, not draw, just maybe equal, but equal doesn't mean draw, right? Okay, let's see the engine. Oh, rook a2 is the only move. Only moves. What? Let's say we play the move b6. And now, okay, bishop takes b6. Yeah, he basically had to sacrifice the bishop. And I think, okay, maybe it's very easy to draw for black because the pawn is on the same side, and so basically there's no way to create a pass pawn for white. And I think the bishop is in this position is not doing quite well. Yeah, so definitely white have more chances because a piece is a piece, right? Okay, so in the game I play rook c1 instead of c7. c7 I think will give him a more chance, but I think rook c1 is still fine. And in this position, he flagged. He lose on time, right? Because of some internet lagging. Yeah, so in this position, now c7 or b5, b6 is a threat. So let's say you go bishop d4, I'll go b5, threatening b6, bishop b6. Now I go c7. Rook c8 is forced, now rook c6. If you take, then this is a pin. I believe b6 or rook c8. Okay, b6 just wins right away, I think. So you have to take with the rook and then sacrifice the bishop, and now you have to find the only move to draw, which is rook b2, right? Because of the back rank issue, we can't take because rook c1 is checkmate. If the rook move, okay, now again you use this back rank, and if rook to c1, okay, sorry, rook, sorry, if rook to c1, again you can play rook c2 or rook c7, I think. So let's, if the move rook somewhere, okay, then we just go take the pawn, and it's the same situation as we saw just now, like this. But okay, I think in a blitz game, in a like such a such a serious time trouble situation, I think white will have more chance, definitely, because I mean those moves is very hard to find. Like rook takes c7, maybe it's forced. I don't know. Rook b2, also rook b2. I think rook b2 is very hard to find. It's very easy to find, but it's very hard to find in a time trouble situation. The threat is just rook c6 and just push my passport. But okay, it's an interesting game anyway. So, but I feel quite bad to win that way. But okay, I mean a win is a win. So yeah.
What? I got disconnected. Yeah, that's part of online chess. I guess I could put the bishop on b6. I'm kind of already okay. Yeah, the pawns are defended. I'll put a rook c8 first. Yeah, but he plays b5, yeah. Maybe it's not so easy. Maybe the best was to play bishop d4. Yeah.
By the way, I asked Chan Kim Yu a question after the game. Let's see.
Okay, Jin Cheng asks, how many hours do you think a 1900 FIDE rated player should take to become a title player in 2 years? Oof, that is a very hard thing to say because I didn't do it. I didn't do it in 2 years. The funny thing is that I started playing chess almost at the end of 2013 and I hit 2000 at the end of 2015. So it took me 2 years to hit 2000 from when I started chess. Now, this was with me training chess like crazy every day. After that, I hit 2200 the next year. So I guess if you want to become a CM, I guess if you train all day, every day, you might be able to do it like within 2 years. But yeah, if you're talking like FIDE Master, it was hard. To get from 2200 to 2300 was crazy. Like, I would just get to 2230, 2240, and then I'd have a really bad result and just crash all the way down to 2150. And yeah, after a lot of sleepless nights, there came a point where my rating dropped all the way to 2175. And I was like, honestly, I don't care anymore. And I just went to a tournament just thinking, oh, I'll just have fun, enjoy the place. You know, it's a nice place for a holiday, so let's just go there and play. And yeah, in just 2 tournaments, I went from 2175 to 2300. So yeah, I feel like first thing is that the results, they're never gonna come when you expect them to. So if you set a time limit, oh, I want to be there in 2 years, chances are you probably wouldn't get there in 2 years because you'll be giving yourself too much pressure to perform. So rather than set a fixed time limit, I would say just do your best in chess. Just study as much as you can, given your time limits, and just try to learn as much about chess as possible and let things come naturally. Because even for me, when I reached 2200, when I reached 2000, it was the same thing. My rating dropped from 1900 all the way to 1750. And then in 2 tournaments, I shot to 2000. And it was 2 tournaments where I said I was going to go and have fun. So I'll say just go and play chess because you enjoy chess. I mean, Jin Cheng, I know you have been playing chess, studying chess for a long time. You enjoy chess. So just enjoy chess and just keep playing as much as you can. And I mean, you'll get a title at some point. That's for sure. Because you're pretty strong. Yeah. It just comes with experience. The more experience you get, the more you learn about chess, the closer you get. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, so I think that's a good advice for me or everyone's watching right now. So yeah, hopefully I can do it. Yeah. So I think that's all for today. So thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoy it and hope you guys learn something. And yeah, keep following my road to 2000 feeder rating. Take care. Bye.